What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys. Today's video is a little bit ranty, a little bit let's have a come to Jesus meeting, okay, if you will, for college football, because the community right now, there's a lot going on within the community. You got Bordeaux going in on Ryan Moody, which y'all know from last year. We've been there, done that. You've got the equipment community up in arms over a leg sleeve that has yet to be revealed in the game. And it's crazy. Guys, let's just go over to Twitter. I go over to Twitter or X. This is the first thing I see right here is that, you're telling people not to buy a game. That's all well and fine. But one thing that I don't like is when people have inaccurate information. We need other devs to work with the NFL. Guys, the developers do what they're paid to do by the executives. And developers have come out and said this. I don't know why people give the developers so much hell when they do what they're paid to do. It's not the developers that's the issue. It's the executives that think that they know what the fans want and says, "How? No, you don't want that. You want this." Guys, I'm going to make a point, and I'm going to come back to this. So put a pin in this, all right? The sports gaming community cannot, we couldn't have a perfect football game. If EA made a perfect Madden and a perfect college football, we couldn't handle it. There's a business side to some of this, okay? Because on one hand, people complain. Somebody literally made the comment that, let's find that comment. Buddy said that it was a 2.0, college football 2.0, man. Where is that freaking? Because I even had reposted it and commented on it. I think it was old boy right here, matter of fact. No, but this is one of them. I'll get to that one. Let's stop here. I don't understand why wanting a more realistic game is crazy. Asking for a leg sleeve and replying, "Go play Sim," is a weak argument. Everyone just wants a better game. EA Sports, it's in the game. Yes, complaining does work. That's the only reason we got high school back. They already planned on giving us high school back. It wasn't the complaining that got high school in there. It's people requesting it. They don't listen to people that complain and talk crap. They listen to the people that come with a legitimate argument. And guys, they even said last year that they know we wanted high school, and they told us that it would be in future renditions of the game. They were going to do it anyway. They didn't have time. And that's going to upset some people. "Oh, man, college football ain't been out since 2013. What do you mean you didn't have time?" Man, y'all got to learn how game development work, Jack. So I replied, "I get what people want stuff. Y'all have been told to wait for future deep dives as well. So wait. I'm sure they will have it. And if not at launch, they can patch those things in. But at the end of the day, the term sim football goes more for how the game plays as opposed to accessories. If this was the best football game ever created, would you play it for a year?" I wonder how old boy is, man. I wonder, because I come from playing Madden 96, Sega Genesis, pixelated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it, man. Let's go find that comment I'm looking for. I don't know if it was on Quadre had replied to something. This is it. So this comment right here, college football 26 is just college football 2.0. And it's crazy that Bordeaux even commented on this, because if you see on the original post, look right here, 18 hours ago, 2.0, that's called improvement. Nobody's going to argue about that. And I don't know, maybe this was put out. Maybe I misunderstood this, because he even says exactly great IQ. But I don't know, maybe because it does say a parody account. Maybe he's saying what other people are saying. I don't know. But even Bordeaux, so college football 26 is a much better version of college football 25. That sounds like a win for the community. And I said they looking for some graphical overhaul for real. This guy here, same guy that talks about the equipment earlier. We want more than the next gen price tag. Like, what are you conflating here? Wanting looks and performance to go hand in hand is a normal expectation. It's more of an indicator of how far behind they got because it was easy to do. Because if it was easy to do, they would do it, in my opinion. And Quadre, I love the way he replies because this is what I started replying to people. Okay, what do you want exactly? We want more. What exactly do you want? He never answers the question. He just returns the question with a question. What's the most next gen thing about current EA football games in your opinion? Bro, what's the most next gen thing? The entire game is next gen. The graphics are next gen. The AI, artificial intelligence, is next gen. And there's been elements of AI in games, but it's advanced, guys. This don't make no sense. Answer the question. What do you want in the game? I asked the guy about equipment the same thing and could not get a reply. Okay. He says, I don't play Madden, but looking at college football, I don't know. When you say next gen, you mean from graphics or feature standpoint? Being that it's the second game on the PS5, I don't expect graphic overhaul. Honestly, wear and tear is the next gen. Wear and tear alone is next gen because it's never been in a game. And it's never been implemented the way that it has. Okay. But that's what I wonder too. Like graphically, for example, guys, this game is not going to be graphics are pretty stretched. You don't even see graphical advancements on PC like this. Now, they could go to the Unreal Engine 5 and they can give you realistic graphics and things like that for a football game. They very well could. But until they do that, you're not going to see it on the same engine. They can change lighting. That would change how graphics look in the game and stuff like that. But you are not going to see they don't do a graphical overhaul on a game its second year into rotation. And if you compare college football 25 and 26 to NCAA 14, it is a major graphic overhaul. Why? Because of next gen. Okay. So he replies, whole package. What is the whole package? Wear and tear has been a feature on older hardware. Where at? Because I've never seen wear and tear in a football game. I've seen where if your player is playing bad, they get negatives. And if they playing good, they get boosts. But wear and tear literally, like if your running back gets if his leg is red, he's going to have bad. His change of direction can drop 10, 15 points. Like what football game have we seen that in? I agree with you that it's good to have. They hit it on PS2 Maddens. Where at? Somebody show me that. And it's nice to see the effects of it and be able to track it. He said, I got you. Personally, coming into 26, all I wanted was for them to build upon the good foundation 25 set. Guys, 25, I've said it many times, 25 is a great foundation to build on. And that's literally what they are doing. People are wanting a perfect football game in a game that only releases a year at a time. And I know they're going to go back and say, but college has been in development for X amount of years. Game development is insane. There are over 140 teams in this game. All of them have different stadiums. All of them have different playbooks. All of them have different entrances. Like, I don't know if people understand the work that goes into creating that. It takes immense time and resources. So this is my thing. When you look at college football 25, if we go 5 years down the road, you are going to see a dramatically different football game. On yearly releases, you don't see amazing jumps. In graphics and gameplay, you don't see it in a year. They literally start working on the next rendition of the game when this game drops. You know what I'm saying? He says, my thing about some of these people putting an emphasis on equipment so much, yes, customization is very important. However, constantly seeing, they better have one leg sleeve. Where's the hanging mouthpiece? What about the shiesty mask? Important for some, not me. And I agree. I'm not an equipment guy. It's not important to me. I do understand it's important for some people. However, it's not important to me. And what's more important, how the game plays or equipment? Because let's be honest, These are the only three things that people are asking for. Out of the hundreds of pieces of equipment that are in the game, let's complain and say that the game is a failure before launch because I don't have three of these things. Come on, man. Yeah, the ones who read like they're having a meltdown about it or something else, but which I get it. This guy's basically saying I'm not one of those guys having a meltdown over it. He says, but overall, everyone wants the best game possible. Yes, we can all agree on that. Would be hilarious to find out that one leg sleeve causes some coding break issue. And I told him, I said, they can though. In game design, a literal cosmetic item can cause bugs in other places. And he says, no, I know, because Equipment Guru mentioned how it was coded. This is why in advance, or I'm an advocate, for developing diaries and pods where they talk about the hows and whys, just like the deep dives. I almost enjoy those more than the finished product. And okay, I dig this. You see, I even liked it because this is a guy that does have some sense. But there are people in the community that I'm going to show you a conversation yesterday that don't have this understanding. And so I get wanting to have certain things in the game, but we also need to be realistic about it, that there are more important things right now. They're trying to build up this college football game. Okay. So them not having three pieces of equipment, what's more important? Your quarterback being able to throw a realistic pass in a game or having a leg sleeve, a shiesty that you can't even see for that matter. Unless they go, only way you'll be able to see a shiesty in a game is through a cutscene. Now your leg sleeve, you see that on your player all the time. A hanging mouthpiece. But you know what, guys, I coach football. And these young guys, they care more about how they look than how they play. Like, this isn't just a video game issue. Literally, high school football coach telling you right now, and if there is a coach out there, they can attest to this. Now, this is to me, a representation of a bad team. If you have a team that care more about how they look than how they play, and it showed because we didn't win very many games that year. But the kids were more concerned with how they looked than how they played. And their thing was, well, if we look good, we will play good. That's not true. And guys, we gave them new equipment the following year. Didn't change how they played. It's kids that literally care more about how they look on the football field than how they play. That same crowd is the ones that are getting on these video games and only thing they care about is shiesties and one leg sleeves. Not all of them, okay? Not all of them, all right? So let me go back. Let's find my conversation from yesterday, or last night rather, because it's very telling. It's very telling. Guys, I don't know if people understand. So looking at this conversation, it started with this. I saw this last night. He says, but EA can't do it. Now, mind you guys, the equipment guy has already said beta wise that they're not showing new equipment in the trailers and in the beta. Anyway, I replied, didn't they tell y'all to wait for the deep dive? Y'all not even, I don't even know what the heck I was trying to say right there. Y'all not even going to give them a chance to reveal it. Just because it hasn't been shown in the trailer doesn't mean it's not in the game. He says, bro, there's no equipment deep dive. That stuff not in the game. Would have been in the beta. Not true. Not true. Scott even told y'all the beta was an even older build than what the game changers got to play in the media. And that there's things that are in the game that are not in the beta. And I said, when have you ever seen an equipment deep dive? They don't make a special one for that. It's mentioned in other gridiron notes. He says, that's literally what I just said. You the one talking about, didn't they tell y'all to wait for the deep dive? The deep dives don't show off equipment like that. So yeah, that is what he said, that there is no equipment deep dive. But what I was saying was that they don't make a special deep dive for it. Him telling us that it's going to be in a deep dive means they're going to show it. But listen to what he's saying here. The deep dives don't show off equipment like that. He's literally telling you they're going to show it in one of the deep dives. Okay. So I replied, dude, they don't talk about equipment in gameplay deep dives. There are more deep dives coming. The presentation deep dive is Monday. Presentation, because somebody even commented like making it like presentation in gameplays. No, the presentation deep dive talks about things like the score bug. It talks about player overlays. It talks about the announcers, the commentary. It talks about them running through the tunnels and stuff. Those are presentation things. And somebody alluded the presentation deep dive. They was like, oh, they did that last year. No, they've never done a presentation deep dive. Sights and sounds. That sights and sounds deep dive was not a presentation deep dive. Sights and sounds deep dive was them showing you everything that went into them making the game and making what you see on Saturdays. Not the same as presentation. So he says, also, no, they already told everyone the beta was even older than what the media was allowed to play. Y'all got to listen. You'll get your leg sleeve, G. That's what I told him. And he says, they said that for college football beta, not Madden. Okay. The same guy works on both of them. Oh, my gosh. And just because it's not in Madden don't mean it won't be in college. It's not in either game. You don't know that yet. Once again, they said there's things in the main game that's not in the betas. Or do y'all just purposely choose not to listen? I get y'all want a sleeve, but what does it matter if the game plays like shit? It's called priorities at the end of the day. He says, again, it's not just the one leg sleeve. That's just one example of something that should have been in the game and that they can easily add in the game. And now I sent him this. As per my previous comments, this guy Dunbar had, and his thing was, because he quoted this same thing right here. He says, Equipment Guru, can you confirm that new equipment is in the game so people can stop yapping? His reply was, our deep dive will go into some of it. That means there's even more than what the deep dive is going to talk about. Thank you, man. I appreciate the reply. And R. Dunbar's entire point was, dude, all y'all got to do is just reach out and ask. But when y'all approach the equipment guy and you're talking crap, you're angry, you're cursing, you ain't going to get a reply that way. And you might not get one at all because this guy probably sees thousands of tweets a day. He's not going to be able to reply to all of them. That's just like me being a YouTuber. If we get to the point where we have 1 million subscribers, you got 50,000 comments, there's no way you're going to reply to every single comment and still be able to live a regular life. Look at this reply, guys, and you believe him. You can't make this up. Y'all ask for a response. The guy that works on it gives you one, and now you question that response. That doesn't confirm that any of the equipment people are asking for is in the game. The question was, can you confirm that new equipment is in the game so people can stop yapping? Our deep dive will go into some of it. This is where critical reading skills and critical thinking come into play. So what is his response? Our deep dive will go into some of it. Some of what? The new equipment. It's implied, man. So once they don't have an answer, this is what they lash out with all the time. Stop dick riding EA. Oh my gosh, bro. And I replied to him, if I'm dick riding, you begging to suck the dick I'm riding by how you acting over equipment. That's a fact. No homo. Press the pause button on that. But if me giving you factual evidence is dick riding, then you crying and complaining and bitching about a freaking leg sleeve and a hanging mouthpiece, you begging to suck the dick I'm riding. You don't even make sense. Again, I don't really care about the equipment. So what is this all about? I just don't like how EA can't do the bare minimum when people have been asking for it for years. Leg sleeves ain't been a thing for years. Shiesties ain't been a thing for years. Hanging mouthpieces ain't been a thing for years. First of all, the NFL don't allow a lot of that equipment. But even in college, bro, the game only been out a year. Back in NCAA 14, cats wasn't wearing that type of stuff. Oh, crazy, dog. It's crazy. Ryan Moody just posted another video. We're going to get into that too, y'all. We're going to get into that too. So, bro, he's telling you in the tweet that they have stuff to show. I'm lost. What are you complaining about? He says the stuff they show won't be what people want. How do you know? First of all, there's a plethora of equipment in the game. So if he's telling you they're adding new equipment, what other new equipment could they possibly be adding? New shoes, maybe new gloves. It ain't no new helmets. Some new face masks. Bro, this dude literally said the stuff they show won't be what people want. How do you know? And that's what my reply was. Bro, how do you know when they haven't even shown it? Like, that makes no sense. Again, when the deep dive comes out and there's no one leg sleeve, what's going to be your excuse for EA? And I asked him, where am I making excuses? I'm giving you reason and logic and evidence that they have something planned. You realize that they've been saying that every year, right? And every year we get new equipment in the game, man. Still never got what they've been asking for. And I asked them, here it goes. What specific equipment do you want? And I'll reach out myself and ask them about it. You see what everyone's been asking for. At this point, guys, I haven't. I didn't. Once this conversation happened, all that equipment stuff started popping up on my news feed. And it's only 3 things that people are asking for. Shiesties, hanging mouthpieces, and the biggest thing is a leg sleeve. I said, no, I haven't. I'm telling you specifically to tell me so I can help y'all out and ask them directly. So once again, what equipment specifically do you want in the game? He says, you're asking the wrong person. Already told you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't care about the equipment. I'm just saying a lot of other people been asking for it. Specifically, one leg sleeve. That's all you had to say. One leg sleeve. And I get, so now you're being an advocate of it. But no, bull crap. Because you literally go up here and say, but EA can't do it. That's not being an advocate. That's not being an advocate. I said, okay, I'll reach out to them and ask them about the one leg sleeve, which I did, by the way. I tagged Scott and I tagged Equipment Guru. I don't expect a response, but I did tell them, like, dude, are they going to do this? Just yes or no, man. Just yes or no. Like, when it comes to equipment, I don't know. I will side with them on this. When it comes to equipment, why can't you just say yes or no? Yeah, leg sleeves are going to be in the game. Because like that's not a big reveal, but I get it. You know, anything new, they want to be able to present that stuff. And if I was the guy that was working on equipment and they you know, gave me my own little section to talk about it, yeah, I'd reserve that information. I'd want you to come and check out my video talking about it, if that makes sense, you know? Oh, man. Oh, man. Look what I just got. Can we zoom in on this image? He says one leg sleeve. It looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like it. Could it be? Could it be? Here live on the video. It could be lighting. He could have on a sock. It could be lighting, but all of this is the reason I don't think this is lighting, because this guy's leg is almost in the same position. That leg is down. It's dark. That's dark. Light. Man. They reply sometimes. Personally, Equipment Guru has applied to me multiple times before. And that's the thing, because people are complaining. Oh, he's not complaining. He's not replying. They get hundreds of tweets a day, man. So equipment people, I hear you. I know you want this stuff in the game. But understand, okay? Understand this. There are more important things. So, the drama alert now. My buddy Bordeaux then fell into the Ryan Moody trap. I'm done. I wish I hadn't discovered how weird of an individual he was, but the always hating is starting to add up. Now, I've said it myself on videos. Ryan Moody does have some points on some things, but when all you talk is negative, People aren't going to see those points. He does no praise, and we went over this last year. All right. Bordeaux on his other channel, Mordeaux, I always talked about how he don't show no emotion. Y'all got to go check this video out. Buddy even dropped the F-bomb. Okay. He even dropped the F-bomb in this video. My jaw hit the floor. Go check this video out, man. But, and I've even told him, I've been there on my own channel. Trust me, bro. Just ignore him. I've done videos debunking what he says and everything. Just ignore it. Don't bring that energy to your channel. And that's true. Because I didn't like bringing that energy to, because it does. It upsets you. And it upsets you because this dude almost got 100,000 subscribers, which a lot of them people have unsubscribed or don't even watch his channel no more. But there are people that listen to him and that he is the gospel. And there's so much, like, is he right about some things? Absolutely. But he's wrong about more than he's right about. I'll put it like that. People are out of touch, because in his video, I went and watched it. His recent video, he even talks about how, you know what? Okay, let's go to it, man. I already had it pulled up.
Come to the surface. All right, first and foremost, Real Coach's actual playbooks, 2,800 new plays and formations. No one, absolutely no one is going to speak poorly about this. It's a great thing. But here's what I will offer to you. It is the easiest thing for EA to do.
See, when you say that it's easy to do, this is a person who's never worked in game development. Whenever somebody looks at a game and says, oh, that's easy to do, because I even myself have said it, which to me, when I've said about the leg sleeves, them patching it in is easy. It is easy. There's a lot of work that goes into creating it. But my point of it being easy means that they don't have to wait till next year's game to put it in. It's something that they can put in throughout the life of the game, because they even do it with the uniforms. You know what I'm saying? A new uniform is shown Saturday. It's in the game on Monday. All right. Now, listen. A developer hearing somebody in the gaming community say, oh, that's easy. I'm telling you, they're laughing their ass off, because it's not as easy as people think it is. But go off, sis.
New plays literally takes next to no time.
It takes a lot of time to add a play into a game. You're not a game developer. You have no idea how long it takes. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Madden used to have a feature where you can create a play. It take a while to create a damn play, dude. Because it's more than just a creator simulator. Okay, there's coding and all of that stuff that goes into it. I guarantee you creating a single play takes time.
This reminds me of when Madden put the Wildcat in. The issue was not putting the actual play in, right? Drawing out the play art, having the players on offense execute the play. The issue was how the defense reacted to it.
No, I guarantee you, the issue, when you install a new play into a game, the offense does have to react to it a certain way too.
The zone logic, the man coverage logic, that being broken is what impacted the game, because of these 2,100 plays, are you seriously testing every single one extensively to make sure that there isn't a, quote, money play?
They probably not. And that's why every year a game comes out, there's always a money play. And people that play online discover these money plays, okay? So no, I can guarantee you they're not testing out these plays. They don't have enough time for that. The way that the gaming world works now is they put this game out and we, the community, find these errors. And what do? They patch it.
That's my concern. This right here, very simple to do. We've seen independent games like Maximum Access completely revamp playbooks. It's not that big of a deal. It's the thing that was led with here. Also, maybe some concerns that we're pulling a little too much Madden into college football, because
that pisses me off. We're pulling too much Madden into college football. No. I'm gonna let him finish this thought, right? I'll be back.
Archetypes have came over, 84 player abilities.
Archetypes came over. First of all, the archetypes are not the same as they are in Madden. They don't even operate the same way, but go off.
And again, my fear, the chat.
And then too, let's talk about that, guys. Because I seen somebody else post about how college football is just like Madden. And remember I told y'all, they put that Madden deep dive out first because people were going to say that college was stealing features from Madden. But now they're saying the opposite. Madden, or vice versa. Madden stealing features from college if the college deep dive came out. This is my reply to somebody that said that. Guys, it's football. The same thing you see on Saturdays is the same thing you see on Sundays, the same thing you see on Fridays. It's football. It's all similar. Now, college does have some differences, some slight differences that Madden doesn't have. And vice versa. Madden has some slight differences because the NFL is slightly different than college in some aspects. Madden, everybody's good. So Madden is a lot slower playing game, not because the game itself actually plays slower, but you don't see all those big runs and those big passes down the field because in the NFL, all players are good. In college, you're going to see more explosive plays, thus resulting in a faster playing game. If they made a high school game, it would be even worse. You know what I'm saying? Not worse in a bad way, but you get what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, for people that will say, oh, Madden is just like college football, it's football. My question to you is this. Okay, how would you want them to be different? Put that in the comment section down below if you're one of them people.
That fear is this is slowly becoming college Madden. To me, this game needed its own identity. Okay.
It has its own identity, bro. College is not Madden. I don't know anybody that plays this and says, oh, this is just like Madden. It doesn't even almost feel the same. And I'm not just talking about how the players on the field play. College literally has its own identity. You have over 140 schools with different traditions that are in the game. Madden doesn't have any of that. It doesn't even feel the same. And it never has. Back when college football was out and Madden was out too, it never felt the same.
Okay. And it seemed like they were building off that.
They are building on that. They've added to that.
Have the presentation, the atmosphere, the fact that they didn't more, and we're going to get to the presentation atmosphere in just a moment, is more troubling. So
they haven't even shown presentation. They got a deep dive on that. So how can you comment on something that's not even out? But go off, sis.
To that point, they talk about this attribute boosting. And I want to highlight two plays here. In this play, you were going to see this halfback right
here comes the lack of football logic that Ryan Moody has, but let's continue.
Right here. And he is going to win.
And he's played safety, not at the college level. I think it was just high school. So, I mean, hell, how many players anyway?
Counter double team. Okay, so you have two of the largest defensive players. And I understand, right, this can happen because somebody's going to tell me.
So right there, when he literally says, I know this can happen, everything you finna say is null and void. That's the entire premise, guys. People want a game that plays perfect for them. If you want that, go to Madden and play on competitive, where stick skills is the only things that matter. Guys, he literally said it. I know this can happen. So if it can happen, what the fuck are you complaining about?
Oh, you don't understand. In 1947, the Pee Wee Football Championship, go back and look, this happened. What I'm saying is it's very uncommon.
It's very uncommon, but it can happen, and it does, especially in college football. This play right here, somebody may not be able to pull this play off all the time, but it can happen.
And they are showing this to you under the mindset of this is Heisman tier for a player.
Actually, no, it's not, because his icon is platinum. That's not Heisman tier. But go off, sis.
And this player will be able to take over the game. Okay, this to me.
So here's the deal with this too. Because they introduced physics-based tackling in this game, okay? So.
Okay, this to.
They introduced physics-based tackling, right? This running back cut back at the last minute. Okay, so what you're gonna see, I'm gonna just back it up, is you're gonna have two defenders that are off balance.
Double team. Okay, so you have two of the largest defense.
Look, momentum is carrying them fast to the point right there. The running back cuts on a dime and cuts back. Their momentum is still carrying them here. That's why that tackle was broken. It's called physics. That you begged for in games, Ryan Moody.
And I understand, right, this can happen because somebody's going to tell me, oh, you don't understand.
They broke down. Thus the momentum stopped. His momentum is still carrying him this way. So of course he's
1947,
gonna
the
break
Pee
those
Wee Football
tackles.
Championship. Go back and look this happen. What I'm saying is it's very uncommon.
Very
And they are
uncommon, but it
showing
happens.
this to you under the mindset of this is Heisman tier for a player, and this player will be able to take over the game. Okay, this to me is animation dependency, right? We're going to talk about tackles in a moment, but this shows me right here animation dependency.
See, he circles this guy right here because he's just standing there. But guys, if you back up and look at the play, he got knocked on his butt right here. Look at the guy. Let's watch this guy right here. Okay?
Will be able to take
He got knocked
over
on
the
his
game.
butt. He's looking at him. The play is still going on.
Okay, this to me is animation.
The running back
dependency,
is
right?
almost
We're gonna
look.
talk about
He's
tackles in
getting
a moment.
up. You just got laid on your ass, dog. He a little rattled, buddy. He hadn't even gotten himself back up all the way together yet.
This shows me right here animation dependency. Dice roll animations are meaning way too much. I
don't know what he expected this dude to do. I don't know what he expected him to do. It's paused right here, so it looks like he's just standing there. If I didn't pay attention to him earlier in the trailer, I would have thought that this dude was just standing there watching the play. He got put on his ass and was getting up, man.
also want to show you this play to have the other side of it, right?
Oh, man, listen to this.
We've got this play, okay, and you're going to notice this lineman. We're going to call him Clint, okay?
Because he don't like Clint Oldenburg. Clint Oldenburg worked on Madden. He was an offensive lineman.
Okay? Clint is going to miss his assignment.
Missed assignment. It happens in football all the time.
And then essentially be trucked by his own halfback.
Oh my God, that actually happens. Guys, I've coached running backs before. We literally tell, and other coaches attest to this. We've told our guys, and I guarantee you every running back coach tells their linemen, because the linemen are supposed to be somewhere. If the lineman is in the way, like this situation right here, we would tell our running backs, you run through his back. You run his ass over. Because number one, the running back has to get somewhere. Number two, it's to tell that lineman to stop lollygagging in the freaking hole and go find somebody to block. Guys, that's football.
Again, can it happen? Does it happen? Did the butt fumble with Mark Sanchez happen? Yes.
Okay, so once again, he confirms that this stuff actually happens in real life. So what's the argument?
But this is just a bit strange in your trailer. Now,
how is it strange that how is it strange that they're showing you something that happens in real life? You can't. It's not strange at all, dude. That makes no sense. This dude is delusional.
they have tried to create some limitations again. Okay? We're going to talk about this quarterback passing system, okay? They're trying to create a world where shorter quarterbacks aren't going to have the same abilities.
So, guys, at this point in the video, Ryan is complaining, okay? He's going to go off about several things, but I'm going to give you the gist of it before we play. Guys, this is a simulation football game, and EA Sports is trying to create elements in the game that simulate all of this, okay? Ryan is complaining because when a shorter quarterback cannot see because the passing lane is taken up, that the icon over the receiver is darkened. His complaint is that we already know the buttons, so why gray it out? Because it simulates that receiver is not in view. It's telling you as the user, hey, your quarterback can't see this guy very well, so it's going to result in an inaccurate pass. Because, guys, I've played quarterback. I'm 5'9". I'm short. My senior year, we went to the shotgun. And I'm telling you, it's different than being under center. Okay? There are times where I know a play. I know exactly where the receiver is going to be, but I can't see him. And I have thrown a pass thinking the guy was there. And I'm telling you, it's true to life. You're going to be inaccurate unless you can truly see where that guy is at. All EA Sports is doing by graying out those icons, let's say it's B, for example, even though it's not. Let's say that it's him, for an example, okay? They're going to gray out his icon. The reason why is because it's telling you controlling him that, hey, your quarterback doesn't see him very well. This might not be a very smart pass to make. That's why they do it. To create that simulation, because here's the question. How else are you going to do it? Give them a better way to do it. But he doesn't do that. He just critiques shit and doesn't give solutions. That's why nobody takes him seriously. Well, people do, obviously, but.
As a taller quarterback. Okay, so what they've elected to do is make it where you can't see the passing icons until the receivers get further down the field. Personally,
get further down the field? No, they make it to where you can't see the passing icons until the quarterback can freaking see the receiver.
Say whatever you want about my criticism of this game. I've never understood this.
Yeah, because you don't understand fucking football, obviously. Anybody that's played quarterback will tell you, yeah, dude. Why do you think they keep Kyler Murray in the shotgun? Why do you think it was such an issue for shorter quarterbacks in the NFL? Because it's hard for them to see over 6'6", 6'5" foot linemen. And if they can't see, then they can't make an accurate pass.
Because essentially what you're saying is gamers don't know passing icons and we can't memorize them before the play.
See, that's the dumbest thing that he said. What he's basically saying is that why hide the icon if I know where the receiver is at? Yo, he said, why hide the icon? We know where the receiver is at. Guys, because it's simulation football, it's not hiding it so you, the player, can't see it. It's not shading it out so you can't see it. It's shading it out as an indicator to tell you that your quarterback can't see him.
We don't look at it and say, well, there's my X receiver, there's my A receiver, whatever the case may be. Now, maybe the better way of doing this, and perhaps how it's done, is limiting the time until we can pass to those players. That might be a better.
No, that's not better. The reason why, once again, coming from a person that's played quarterback, both under center in the wing tee and in the spread offense my senior year, guys, you know where it doesn't. No, you don't just take away the ability to throw to that receiver because the quarterback knows the damn playbook. He knows that it's going to be a receiver right there. So taking it away is actually unrealistic because it says that he's not an option to throw to. No, they give us that option because, yes, you're going to have some quarterbacks that are going to force throws. Hey, I know Buddy's running a 5-yard drag. He should be there, but I'm going to throw it up because I can't see him. No, you still have an option to throw to him. Like, that's real life. And you do have guys that make those types of passes. They call them forcing passes.
Concept, but I say that knowing that is very unfair to the gamer because generally speaking, the AI does not deal with it the same way. The AI can throw whenever they want. They don't have this delay. They're not visually looking downfield.
It depends on what difficulty you playing on. Because I have seen the EA. I've seen computer make some bad throws. I've seen computer throw the ball out of bounds.
I would offer to you that if the issue is shorter quarterbacks, the response has and always will be batted passes at the line, right? And that should be something that naturally happens.
They already said that this tells you he didn't read the deep dive notes. Because if he read the deep dive notes, guys, he would know that, and you're going to hear him say something about the deep dive later. He thinks that the trailer was the entire deep dive. People don't know that there's gridiron notes that goes into way more detail. That EA Sports isn't going to post a 2-hour video reading you the deep dive notes. At this point, I wish they would, but a lot of people don't have the attention span. So they compress it into a 4-minute trailer. Now, here's the deal. In that deep dive, they literally said that the defensive linemen in the game in 26 are going to be batting. They're going to be batting down more passes at the line of scrimmage. It's in the deep dive.
Within your game. If you have passing trajectories in your game from the quarterback's arm proper, and you have linemen properly able to read and jump to bat down passes, this is something that will take care of itself.
Yeah, but there's other avenues. The way that he's saying is that, just have them bat down passes. That'll fix it. But it's unrealistic because a lineman doesn't always bat down a pass, and you still have a quarterback that will throw in a window that's not there. So, stupid.
That makes me wonder if, as usual with EA Sports, you don't have passing trajectories proper in the game, and we have to find a way to finagle an issue.
No, you just don't know football because both of those are in the game, which both of those happen in real life. The way that Ryan is saying is basically, for shorter quarterbacks, just have the defensive lineman bat the balls down. As if shorter quarterbacks don't make, there's not always a lineman there to bat the ball down. They don't always bat down the ball for every short quarterback. You do have quarterbacks that throw into throwing over guys that they can't see. I've seen it as a coach. I've seen it as a player. I've seen it on TV. Like, dude, what are you talking about?
For shorter quarterbacks to have to try to replicate what they perceive as realism because the game isn't doing what it should naturally.
And he's saying that because he doesn't know in the deep dive that they already said that the D-line are going to be batting down balls.
And I will say, during this, a lot of people in the chat saying this wasn't good enough. There was a lot of L's. There was a lot of copy and paste comments. And yes, there's always people, you're going to be in this video seeing them. Oh, it's just a football game. Oh, just be glad we have college football. Oh, you should just be proud to give EA your money and get something in return.
My thing is, at the end of the day, you don't have to buy it.
There's third world countries that don't have football games. You know, the reality is most people have told EA meaningful changes need to be made. Meaningful changes. If you're going to sell us a new product, then
I don't disagree with him on that.
Give us something worth buying. And this year, we started to get a lot of that good old EA speech.
See, the worth buying part, that's selective to the individual. Because right now in the equipment community, college football isn't worth buying because they don't have a leg sleeve. And we got to add. Got to make Ryan his money.
So I'm going to read to you a quote from this trailer. 4-minute trailer again. Deep dive. Understand. We reviewed wear and tear and adjusted it. You know, for years I've gotten on EA. General stability improvements. What does that mean? If you're doing a deep dive, why aren't you focused on real changes? If you can't tell me...
See what I'm saying, y'all? He thinks the deep dive is the entire trailer. He's saying literally, like, you're doing a deep dive for a 4-minute trailer. If you read the gameplay notes, the gridiron notes, the campus huddle notes, you'll know that they go into very deep detail about wear and tear.
What's changed, right? If you can't say anything other than we reviewed it, then
they do say more than we reviewed it. If you read the deep dive, they go into grave detail about what's in there. Matter of fact, so pulling up the deep dive, wear and tear right here, okay? This entire section is about wear and tear. All right? All of this, the subs, the real-time health insight, why it matters, wear and tear everywhere, clean up on all 26, sub your way, pains temper, all of this information, even the weather, because he does mention something about the weather too. Guys, all of this, let me highlight it all. All of this is about wear and tear. So what the hell are you talking about? He doesn't know because he don't read the gridiron notes or the campus huddle.
Why is it even in this trailer? This trailer is supposed to be the deep dive.
No, it's not. The trailer is basically a summary of the deep dive. I'll put it to you like this. Hunger Games, an amazing movie. Every movie that you go to in the theaters, some of those movies are actually based off of books. Hunger Games is one of them. And guys, one thing I learned as a kid, as a 9-year-old kid, is that books go into way more detail than the movies. And anybody that likes to read books will tell you this. And it's true. The book, if they make a movie about a book, it's gonna be condensed. Because if they put everything that they put in the book on the screen, that movie would be like 6, 7, 8 hours long. Same way with the trailer. If they put everything that's in the campus huddle notes, it wouldn't be a damn trailer. That's why they call it a trailer. A trailer is a preview of stuff so that you can go see the full thing. Okay? If they put everything that was in the gridiron notes, I did it last year. This year we got off topic. Last year I sat and just read through the notes. It takes about an hour. You're gonna have a video for like 50 minutes, an hour long, sitting there reading. That's why they condense it down to 4 minutes and then they tell you to go read the campus huddle notes. Everybody knows that.
This brings us to the auto subs, which again, carried over from Madden. That's fine. It's part of football.
Auto subs didn't carry over from Madden.
But the real question is, will it have the same issues as Madden? Now, Interestingly enough, they start to talk about weather, and it looks like the
See, he didn't even go on auto subs because it ain't nothing to talk about.
weather from Madden, this all new washing of the screen they've done, did
How else are they going to simulate fog? You complaining because they put fog in the game, which is realistic, and then you just call it a washing out like it's a lazy feature.
not carry over to NCAA, despite the fact that NCAA is sitting here making claims of real world conditions and weather modifiers. So now,
Yes, and the claim that they're making about weather is right. Let's go to it. Weather. Weather. Where's the weather at? Where's the weather at? It's here somewhere, guys. Here it is. Weather the storm, win the game. Through conversations with real-world coaches and players, one recurring theme emerged clearly. Weather significantly impacts players' wear and tear. Reflecting this real-world insight, we've integrated weather-based modifiers into the wear and tear system. What are those modifiers? That for players who that aren't used to playing in cold weather, they're gonna get fatigued faster. They're gonna feel the effects of it. Vice versa for teams that play in the cold who's not used to playing in the heat. That's realistic football. How is that a complaint?
now you have both games saying, oh, we're giving you the most realistic.
Because both games are football, Ryan. Like, what the hell? That makes no sense, dog. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't freaking make sense. A football game. Oh, so because if it's NFL, you can't react to the weather, but you can in college and vice versa. It don't make sense. It's football.
We're giving you real world conditions, but vastly different visual experiences. This is
Okay, so because they don't put fog in the game, it's a failure. What? That's a visual thing. Your players, the important thing with weather is that it affects your players on the field. I don't give a damn if it's fog or not. But what I do care is if it's raining, players should be slipping. If it's snowing, players should be a little bit more sluggish. If I got a team from Florida, if the Florida Gators are playing in Wisconsin and it's pouring down snow, they should be affected by that cold and vice versa. If I got players from Wisconsin that are playing in freaking Florida, that they should be affected by the heat and humidity.
the problem when you have same company making kind of competing games. And
How is that a problem? It's football. It's the same. They should be the same.
of course, with every EA game, we must talk about physics.
Now, this is a guy who preached so heavily that they needed physics-based tackling, and now they're implementing it, and he wants it to be perfect right off a rip.
And I'm going to read this quote to you, okay? Better tackles actually feel better. That's a quote from this trailer. What on earth does that mean? What on earth does that mean?
Better tackles should feel better.
A better tackle in the game is going to, as a user, make you feel better?
Yeah, people complain about unrealistic tackles. So yeah, having better tackling in the game is gonna make me as a player feel better.
When you see the animation,
It's an animation. It's a game, bro. Everything is an animation. Even with physics, guys, it's still an animation. Because if I create a game, I have to program an animation. Now, the thing is, the more animations you have, the more to real life things get. And that's why every year you see them add more animations. So you get those more realistic scenarios. Physics based, there is a system. Inside of that system, you're going to have animations that's going to reflect the physics. Oh my God.
because again, if we go back to physics-based tackles, you shouldn't be worried about wrap-up tackles. You shouldn't be worried about skill-based timing tackles.
That's not true at all. You can be skilled and physics plays a major role. I'm a corner, dog. I can be skilled. I can level up to Derrick Henry. I can square my hips. I can freaking keep my head up, put my head across like I'm supposed to, and wrap up and squeeze. And my ass is still gonna get ran the hell over. You can be skilled. You can do everything right from a skill standpoint and still get your ass ran over because of physics. He's bigger than me. He's stronger than me. Like, are we stupid or are we stupid?
Right? All of that comes out in the wash when you talk about having a player replicated on the field. right? No one ever missed a tackle in any football game and came back and said, "Oh, I didn't have the wrap up tackle button."
Yes, the fuck they have. They're not gonna say, "Oh, I didn't have the wrap up tackle button." But dude, this saying that about the okay. So guys, I'm gonna put this into perspective for you. You miss a tackle on the field. By his logic, okay, you miss a tackle on the field on the game, and yeah, you're gonna say, "I should have wrapped up tackle instead of hit stick." If I'm playing with a smaller corner and I'm going against a bruising running back, and you try to hit stick, you try to push square and tackle up high, you're gonna get ran over. You need to push X and make a more secure tackle, a wrap up tackle. So the real life equivalent of that, he's trying to say nobody in real life says, "Oh, I didn't push the wrap up tackle." No, dumbass, we're not going to say I didn't push a button because we're not playing a game. In real life, you are going to say, "I should have wrapped up. I should have went low and wrapped his legs instead of trying to hit him up high." You're going to say that as a player. You're going to say that to a player as a coach. What the hell is this dude talking about?
Oh, my skill based timing was off.
Yes, you will say that as a real player. My skills and my timing were off.
You're trying to force simulation football into compartments because the game isn't functioning as intended.
Not true at all. They're adding simulation elements, and it takes time to perfect that. Don't get me wrong. But they're adding simulation elements and you complaining. You asked for years for physics-based tackling, and they're implementing it, and you're complaining about it.
And towards the end, we get classic EA. They label the wear and tear improvements, the player injury update, as a new world of dynamic substitutions. And
It is. Guys, wear and tear, I did a video about this to the point where even Scott commented on it. Guys, wear and tear? There is so many gameplay elements that work hand in hand with wear and tear now. Like, that is a fact.
how it's going to put this massive wrinkle into the game.
That is a massive wrinkle. Wear and tear has literally changed the game. Because now you and everybody will know this. The people that don't like it are the ones that play competitively that want to use the same person all game long. That's so unrealistic. That's so unrealistic. You don't even see that on TV where they just use the same running back. Bam, bam, bam. Ashton Genty didn't play every single snap. That's why it was such an awe moment that Travis Hunter played the amount of snaps in a game that he did. Because you don't see that shit in real life. That was a freak of nature that we witnessed at that level of football, guys. Don't get me wrong. Because college and high school, yeah. But at the college level, you don't see that because it's a way faster game and it's a lot more physical game, a lot more demanding game, both mentally and physically, than the high school level. Okay? Wear and tear, adding wear and tear alone made it to where teams can't just, you're not going to just keep running the same play with the same guy all game long. Because he's going to take hits that's going to affect him over time as it would in real life. Guys, they literally will not, the NFL will not draft a running back that's taken a bunch of hits over his college career. Why? Because they run out of mileage. Eventually, that body stops ticking. That's why running backs in the league after 30, you don't see it. You don't see it. Why? Because that time in the league, running backs, they don't last this long. Because of what? Wear and tear. Come on, man.
How we can sub players in and out with a single button. And I'm not going to say that's a bad thing.
Because it's not.
But you're basically taking an improvement and then you're telling me that it created this whole new environment.
No, they took an improvement and they're adding it into the wear and tear system. And yes, that does create a whole new environment. I don't know anybody that saw the sub thing, been able to do this on the fly and bitched about it. This is the first person I've seen complain about this. This is an amazing feature. This is an amazing feature. And guys, when you do this in game, no. Like if I'm right here, 8 seconds left, I sub them out. They're not going to get in the game right then and there. It happens on the next play.
It's honestly just substitutions.
Yes, that you don't have to. This is a quality of life thing. And they didn't just make it quality of life. They added immersion to it as well. It ain't just substitutions. Who wants to go to the pause menu and take somebody out? Who wants to go to the settings and adjust? Like, this is on the fly stuff. Once again, Ryan, you don't have to use it. It's not, the game isn't forcing you to use it. They're giving players creative control to have the experience that they want to have.
They've been in football forever. Doing it with a single button changes the user interface and makes it easier.
How is that not a W? This boy complaining because they're making substitutions easier. How is that not a W?
Now, I will say, they talk about this block steering, and it's perhaps what I'm most interested in, most excited about, because it's odd. It's odd. This is the play that they show where one lineman is kind of pulling hard than nearly all the others, and almost in a different direction if you look at their body positions.
He's pulling hard. He's an impact player, my guy. The run play was designed to go here. So, of course, he has to kick out this defensive end, and then he has to block down on this defensive tackle to create the fucking hole. It's football.
But this reminds me, if you go back to Madden, lead block control. The problem is, this true change in the game, in the deep dive, we just don't understand enough. We don't see enough.
I will say that, yeah, they don't show it to you enough in the video, but they explain it in the damn deep dive notes. You gotta go and read, dude.
Instead, they go into line stunts and twists, 12 of them carried over from Madden. Adjustable zones carried over from Madden.
And then, too, because it's self-explanatory, you can steer blocks. Like, what else do they need to say? It's self-explanatory. I don't think anybody was like, oh, yeah, I need more explanation on that. I think the biggest explanation we were wondering is, can you do it on offense, too? Yes. They're showing you in the trailer. You can do it offensively. You can do it defensively. Now, the question that is unasked is, he's clearly controlling the running back. So can we do it like we could in past Madden games? Remember, I could click on this lineman and I can control that block and then push a button and go back to my running back.
You know, and the reality is, it's fine to carry things over from Madden. It just has to function, right? And Madden's logic has been broken. So this is what I've said for the longest time. You've got the EA team working on this game at Madden for years, right? And they haven't been able to fix things. So now you're expecting this NCAA team to be able to take these same broken concepts in gameplay implementations, put them in, and somehow fix them?
Here's the deal. Just because it doesn't work in Madden doesn't mean it doesn't work in college football. Because the games don't play the same. The games don't play the same. This could very well work very well. They're bringing it back. It hasn't been a feature in a long time. So how do we know it don't even work in Madden? I don't know if they even mentioned about steering blocks and stuff in Madden. But college plays vastly different than Madden. Even in real life, college football, it plays different. You don't see, case in point, the NFL don't run triple options and stuff like that. Why? Because players are smarter, players are faster, players are stronger. You can't do that in the NFL and be effective. College you can because the talent gap is so broad.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Makes sense to me is what he should have said. It doesn't make sense to me because it makes sense.
It's honestly like saying, well, you know, this car manufacturer, they're making the cars at the factory and there's this problem, but don't worry, the dealership is going to get the car, they're going to fix all the problems.
That never, actually that does happen sometimes. I used to sell cars at Pete Mankins Nissan in Texarkana, Texas. They will ship a car, and if there is a recall, guess who fixes that? The dealership does. Hey, you need to bring in your vehicle. There is a recall on it. And they fix it. The dealership does, not the manufacturer.
You want the problems fixed before it gets to this point. That's why Madden has been so stagnant. And then at the end, we get traditional EA rhetoric. And this is, again, where the community, you can see it. Okay, the hype, the love, the oh my God, it's back is wearing off because we're getting the normal EA stance of what do we do for Stadium Pulse? This is going to be a direct quote. We made it louder, tougher, and more personal. And they did this with, and again, this is their words, more intense camera shake. More intense camera shake. That
He's finna go on a tangent about Stadium Pulse, guys. and his take is that he doesn't like the features. He don't like that they blur out the clock, if they shake the screen more. Here's the deal. If you have a problem with something, you need to present a solution. Because my question is, how else are they going to simulate what players actually go through on road games?
That's your improvement from one year to the next, is the camera is going to shake more. That is a very simple thing to do.
What else would you have them do? See, he gives these problems, but he doesn't present solutions because he doesn't have any.
Visual disruptions when kicking, and perhaps one of the strangest things I've ever seen a football game do, blur the play clock.
I like that because I actually use my damn play clock. So if the play clock is distorted, because guys, let me tell you something. In real life, when players are rattled, that's the difference between a player with composure and a player that's rattled. And I'm telling you from coaching football, you have those quarterbacks that they're under composure. They know how much time is on the clock. They know down and distance. And you have quarterbacks that when the pressure is on, they are oblivious to all of those things. If there is a coach watching this video, can I get an amen? Because, dude, I'm telling you, that's real life. And all they're trying to do is simulate those same things.
Blur the play clock.
I'm not mad at him having a problem about it. I'm saying, what is your solution? What would you rather have them do?
So as a user, you were going to replicate a tough environment for me to play in by making the play clock unreadable.
Yes, because people actually use their damn play clock.
Are you going to do that on both the stadium clock and the clock that's on the ticker?
Now, see, that's a good question to ask. That's a very good question to ask. Half the time, you can't see the damn stadium clock. But if you can, hey, that's actually a good question.
Because that seems like it would be very difficult to do in terms of a coding perspective.
Oh, so now all of a sudden it's difficult to code a play clock, but it's easy to code fucking plays and blocking assignments. Dude, do you get what I'm saying? Buddy basically saying it's harder for them to code a play clock than it is play logic.
Because now you're changing an element within the game, not just a ticker on the screen. But I guess all of that remains to be seen. I, though, would love to know.
Bro, this dude is retarded, man. And he just posted another video because I got a notification for it because I was watching that video where he going back on Bordeaux. Oh, man.
What is going on, guys?
We got time. Hell, this is a long video. We gonna watch this. This is wild. Oh, this was yesterday. Okay, nah, that's the one that Bordeaux was talking about in his video, so we ain't gonna check that out. I ain't gonna pay attention to that. But dude, like, all of this is crazy, man. Mills just replied. Mills, I don't know who Mills is. Do I follow Mills? Sports brand, Twitch partner. All right, Mills will follow you, buddy. We'll give you a follow, man. You seem like a legit person. So he's replying to this. I just saw this. So RPO spammers, this is what somebody tweeted out. RPO spammers are dead. And he's saying that based off of what we talked about in the deep dive with the RPO stuff. Okay, my response to him was like, no, the defense just has an answer, but smart RPO runners will still be good. They just gonna have to actually pay more attention to how the defense reacts now, which I love that. That's why I remember we was reading the RPO stuff. I got super excited because when I read the RPO stuff, I was like, yes, and somebody in the comments even said it. Oh yeah, now defense has an answer or RPOs aren't gonna be OP. And I'm like, no, like, I as an offensive minded guy too, I'm sitting here looking at all of this, what the defense is going to do. And I'm like, yes, what did I say in the live stream? I'm glad. I like that because now it's going to actually open up more elements of the RPO. Because, hey, if I keep running it, giving it on RPOs and my receivers are running routes, eventually those corners based on the AI in the game are going to stop paying attention to it because every time the receiver does this one thing, it's always a run. Then they stay play the ran, then we throw the football. So, you know, I said, and that's what I said here. So what did he say? This is legit one of the best responses to the new RPO defense in college football 26 and Madden 26 I've seen. Anyone that study RPOs know you will still be able to run them. You just have to know your ish when you do. No more freebies. Learn the offense. I love it. Facts, brother, man. I love it too. I love it too. That's awesome right there, man. People recognizing that. Never mind. I upped my resolution. It was just a shadow. In the gameplay deep dive, no, that's something else. He says saw it on the player in the deep dive where a player on Kentucky had 1-2 on the 416 mark. So let's go check out the gameplay deep dive and see. He said at the 416 mark. 416. That's all the way at the end of the trailer. So he's saying that somebody has a one leg sleeve. I don't see
tougher
it.
And more personal.
I didn't see it. Did y'all see it? At the 416 mark, I don't see anybody with a one leg sleeve on. Come on. Come on. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. He got on blue. I don't know if he's talking about this guy right here. That's the only person I could think of, but that looks more like a leg and a shadow more than anything than a one leg sleeve. Yeah, I don't see that, man. Okay, yeah, that's what he was replying to. It was just a shadow. Guys, and like I said, the equipment, all of this stuff, like, and this is stuff every year that you see, man. Like, people gotta, like, really pay attention to stuff. You really gotta, like, just, equipment-wise, man, give them time. Let's see what they talk about. The dude telling you they're going to talk about it in a deep dive. More than likely, it's probably going to be the presentation deep dive. Heck, it could be the Road to Glory deep dive. You know what I'm saying? Where they're talking about you creating your player and all that kind of stuff. It could be in the Dynasty deep dive when they talk about, because maybe they're going to mention the different clothing items that they have for coaches. I find it hard to believe that they would add all of these clothing items for coaches and not add something like a leg sleeve. Like, I would be surprised. I'm not going to lie to you. But at the end of the day, they can add it into the game. Just stay at it, but do it more professionally, man. Anyway, this isn't the video that I wanted to do today, man. I got to get it out of my system. The video that I wanted to do today was really about how the depth of this game is. So, you know, it is what it is. Guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Till next time, y'all, thanks for watching. Peace.